Welcome back to another 7 Deadly Sins origin video. Today we're going to be talking about should you summon for Elizabeth. You can see I'm on my free-to-play account. I have 40,000 gems. I rarely summon. I only try to summon for the best characters, the most valuable characters. And so we're just going to talk about should you summon for her. Just in general, I'm going to give you some tips, hopefully make you feel a little bit more comfortable in your decision. A lot of you probably already know if you are summoning for Elizabeth, so comment below and let me know what potential you plan on getting her if you are summoning. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about Elizabeth. Now, I'm not going to waste your time at all. I'm going to give you all the good, valuable information that you're going to want right off the bat. I don't want to yap a super long time or anything. Just do me a favor. If you find any of this useful, hit that subscribe button for me. We're out here grinding for y'all. So if you're free to play or a newer player, the Earth spec specifically is looking very, very juicy. I want to start on that because I think there's literally such a great amount of value here because the Earth team did not have an Earth burst. Now, hear me out here just a second, right? This is going to increase all allied crit chance by 20 and pierce by 10. Whenever she activates the burst. She's also going to have hitting an enemy with an earth burst activated increases all allied earth damage by 50% of the hero's critical damage for 40 seconds, max of 50, and this is with her normal skill. So the reason I'm going straight to the earth spec for you is talking about free to play or light spenders or just people in general, because the earth spec is going to bring a ton of value to your account, because when we come over here with what they're doing and what we know is coming, you are getting Deanne for free. She is an earth damage dealer with the axe here. And you're also getting King for free. He is an earth support character. So you can see he gives you attack and defense for every magic point you have, 5%. He's going to give you defense up to 30% for 20 seconds. And he's also going to allow you to do 20% more damage with the earth. This is for 40 seconds. Deanne is going to absolutely nuke with the axe. So the reason I'm going straight to the Earth team is because this is fully free to play. The Earth team, if you just get Elizabeth, this is the most important thing in my opinion. If you just get Elizabeth, your Earth team is immediately built. She is going to do a ton of damage, does 25% more when an Earth Burst is active. She can charge and do 307% attack. She will reset her cooldowns with Breaker activated, which is really easy to activate. I'll show you in just a second. Increases the hero's crit damage by 50% for 20 seconds when an Earth Burst is activated. This is going to do a ton of damage. This will also activate the Breaker for you. And if you combo ult, you will get more defense and more normal skill damage for 30% of both for 20 seconds. As well as the Breaker does do part of your defense. So like King giving you that extra defense, right? All this just goes together. You also can get Breaker by just hitting an enemy 5 times with the burst. And everyone knows Tioria is free, and she also has an Earth spec that is honestly really good too. Increases all allied heroes defense by 25% for 40 when an allied hero activates a burst. That's going to make Deanne hit even harder. She's also going to increase their damage by 15% for 40 seconds, right? So my whole point here with this, if you just start the game, if you're a free-to-play player, your Earth team is instantly all free. Like, I mean, you get Elizabeth and you've got a full team and you can do a lot of the content instantly. Even with type disadvantage, right? Like, it's not like you can get away with some of the events and stuff. Maybe not the raid, but you will have a solid Earth team off bat. The stuff she's doing for the wind is also extremely powerful. You're obviously going to need a few extra characters for this. This is not as free to play. She's going to give you a ton of pierce, which is going to be powerful. She's also going to allow your allies to do 50% normal attack crit damage. She's going to decrease their wind defense by 30% for 30 seconds. She also has a rupture with her ultimate, which is going to decrease critical defense by 40% for 30 seconds. Now we'll hop over here with the wind team. Like I said, it's not as free to play. Clotho is really going to be your main DPS. She's going to make Clotho very powerful because Clotho already boosts herself. She already boosts her critical damage and critical chance. So all that going with Clotho is going to be extremely powerful. She is definitely bringing a ton of value to the win team, and I can already just imagine Elaine is a character maybe you have. Again, we are getting 10 pulls on the free banner, the regular banner, so maybe you get Elaine, maybe you already have her. She also gives herself crit chance. She can also reset her skill, and she can also do critical damage by 60% for 5 seconds. But the way you're resetting her skill cooldown and stuff, you can do a lot of this all at once. She's probably not going to be as effective as Clotho, but if you have her, you can definitely do a ton of damage with her and Elizabeth together. Again, the win team is going to need more certain characters. Like I said, Clotho's really going to shine in this role. So if you're free to play and just started, you know, you're not going to have Clotho. Maybe you get Elaine. Hauser's obviously an option, but he's just going to be another support character. So yeah, the win team is definitely more specific, but she is going to bring a ton of value if you have the win team ready to go. The Grimoire to me is like the most basic kit that you could honestly skip if that's all you're really looking at. Like if you just need just a healer, right? Like there's other healers in the game. You don't have to have her. Her Grimoire is going to be powerful. Do not get it twisted. You're going to get reduced damage. You're also going to gain defense up to 40% for 20 seconds. I'm already envisioning my boy Sword and Shield Escanor, man. He stacks and attacks off defense. His barrier is based on his defense, and his attacks are based on his defense. And especially his ult When you overcharge and hit with this, it's 300% more of your defense while already being 210% of your defense. Sword and Shield Escanor, oh boy. I've got that boy. As soon as I saw that, I had that boy straight in my mind, and I haven't gotten him out since. But again, when you get down here, she has a normal skill and a ultimate that will heal you. These are going to be obviously powerful healing abilities. This one lasts for 20 seconds, which is obviously, I mean, it's just going to be really good. Her ultimate is also going to heal you. It is also going to give you immunity to reactions, which is actually powerful. I'm not going to lie and say this isn't powerful. You just won't be knocked around all the time like you are. So this is powerful. But again, if you just need a healer, right? Like if you're just living in a world where you're like, oh, I need a healer. I think you could live without it. I think you could build Tiori up, and there's a high chance you're going to have dupes in your Tiori because she's only an SR. And as you're summoning, you know, more and more, you're going to get more dupes in her. I mean, I'll just tell you for free, my Tiori, obviously you can see me changing my armors all around. My Tiori, when I have her all built up, can do like 10,500 healing or something. Like it's pretty good with just this ability here. King is like one of the highest healers in the game. Like when you hit his, I have all my armors pulled off of people. God, I hate going back and forth on that. But this ability with King, I'm not kidding you. You have to hit them and you have to hold this stance for 5 seconds. But if you hit it, I'm healing like 200k. King is literally one of the most insane one-hit healers in the game. So again, if you're just looking for a healer, you may not need her, especially with King being free. I won't lie to you. But man, when I see this allies defense is increased by 2% for 20 seconds, that's going to work really well with some characters, and that's going to work really well with Sword and Shield Escanor. So absolutely, if you are new or free to play and you are looking to build a team and you want to build the Earth team because it is fully free to play, and it is like legitimately fully free to play, all you need is Elizabeth, and she's the burst character for the Earth. I would highly recommend summoning for Elizabeth. If your win team is looking really solid and you want to make it just that much better, I mean, you're just going to be doing so much damage. I think there's a ton of value in the win spec. The Griamore, do not get me twisted, I do think it's very good, but I do think you can live in a world where you don't absolutely have to have her for that. But because she's basically supporting in all of her roles, she's healing in the Griamore role, I would say for a free-to-play or light spender, she is a very solid option to summon on, and I will be summoning on her on my free-to-play account specifically. Now, obviously, my main account I'm always going to be summoning, so I'm not going to lie about that. I will be using resources on my free-to-play account to summon for her, and I am very, very picky on my free-to-play account. I think I have like 40,000 gems saved up. I did not summon for Escanor because I already knew he was kind of mid when he dropped. I did not summon for Clotho. In fact, I've only summoned for Merlin. I'm very picky when how I summon on my free-to-play. I don't even have it fully built out yet to where I can even do showcases, but I'm getting it to that point. So I do think she brings value for those people. I will briefly mention her potential because I think potential 7 is going to be a sweet spot for her if you are someone who goes for dupes. On the Griamore at tier 5, you're going to see here, or P5, I don't know why it says tier. You're going to see increases, using the tag skill, increases magic charging efficiency of all allied heroes by 20% for 20 seconds. This is very good. At P6, she's going to increase all allied heroes pierce by 50 and crit chance by 10. This is very good. And then P7, she's going to increase the ultimate range and increase the duration by 10 seconds. That means her healing ability is going to sit there for 21 seconds. You're going to be immune to reactions for 21 seconds. And all elemental attack of all allies in range by 30%. I'm always going to say, like, if P7 looks good, I'm never going to suggest P10 because it's just so outrageous. But P7 is looking really good. You can see here on the win spec as well, P6 is normal attack critical damage boost on special attacks by 20 and normal attack crit chance by 25% for 40 seconds. And then using a normal skill increases movement speed of all allies in range by 50% for 30 seconds. I actually think that's pretty cool, but it's, you know, it's a bit goofy, but I think it's going to be fun just to be kind of moving around quickly. But at P7 again, you can see ultimate move lasts 5 seconds longer. The hit interval is decreased to 0.5 seconds, and the maximum number of critical defense reduction stacks from Rapture is increased by 25. That means this is going to 75, which means it's 0.8 of 75, which just off the top of my head, I believe is 60% reduced critical defense for 30 seconds. That's very powerful. On the Earth spec with the bursting, P5 will give you 5 of these rocks, and you will increase the gauge by 150. So if they hit these rocks, you'll just burst a little bit quicker. P6 amplifies normal skill by 30%. But P7, all allies take 3% less damage for every 1 second for 30 seconds, max of 10. So you can get 30% damage reduction. So the Earth spec, you're not getting the craziest potential stuff here. I'm not going to lie to you. Where you are getting the craziest potential ever is P10 on the Earth. When an ally, when the hero activates an Earth burst, all allied heroes' Earth damage increased by 30% for 40 seconds. When an allied hero attacks an enemy with an Earth burst activated, Earth heroes' critical damage increases by 5% for 10 seconds, max of 20. Yeah. Now, again, this is only 20 seconds, or this is only 10 seconds, so you would want to make this longer, right? You would want to get that up because 10 seconds isn't a long time, especially when you're only getting 5% and you're trying to get 20 stacks. But just this in general is crazy. So in general, my recommendation, if you just think you need a healer, I would live in the world where you have Tiori. So my suggestion, like I said, on my free-to-play account, I will be summoning because she brings a lot of value. Any healer and support character is going to bring a good amount of value in your team, and also will not get power crept as quickly as like a DPS character. I'm not saying they won't get power crept. Every character will get power crept. But if you do not have the win team and maybe you don't care about the earth team and you're only looking at her Griamore, I think you potentially could get away with skipping her because there are other healing options, but she is obviously going to be basically the best healer in the game. I mean, just alone, this lasts for 20 seconds. I mean, that's all you need to know right there. But she's going to be a very powerful character. This is obviously before she comes out. My recommendation, like I said, just based on the fact that I'm summoning for my free-to-play account, would be to summon for her if you need a support character, and especially if you're free-to-play and you're trying to build like an earth team, because it's already built for you. You get all the characters for free. Also, just last super quick note here, right? When you're summoning, remember, you're going to have your 50-50. So if you had 12 multis and if you win your 50-50, you would get the character at your 50-50. You would do your 12 multis and guarantee her. So that would put you at P5 just from that if you got lucky. And then obviously in the shop, you can always come in here. And if you have enough, depending on if you've saved, you would need 360. But you can see I was able to buy one with my Merlin, which was what got me to P7 because I pulled her P6 naturally. But if you get her to P5, you would be able to get her in the shop if you have any of these saved. Again, P7 was looking really nice. But again, I'm never going to recommend you chase dupes, a ton of dupes, because I think there's a ton of value in saving currency to get multiple characters. I think long-term, you'll just have fun if you have all the characters or as many as you can get versus having like one character with a ton of dupes and then you're missing the next 3 characters. So that's just my feedback. That's my opinion. Comment below. Let me know if you are summoning for Elizabeth, and we will catch y'all in the next one.